Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to get rid of this Honeywell Home Pro Series thermostat. We're going to swap it out for a Nest so we can have some more automation. We want to have more of a smart home. So we're going to get rid of this and we are going to put a nice Nest system in here, and so we can monitor it from home or away and have that smart home functionality. So to start with, we went and turned the power off to our furnace, so you see nothing up here, which is perfect. So we're going to do that. And then the next piece is just to pop this off. You can see that this one doesn't have a battery. So sometimes what they have is if there's a battery in here, you hit your furnace button upstairs and it shuts off, but there's a battery in it, it'll maintain your program and you'll still see your screen lit up. So if you shut off your furnace and you still see numbers on there, check to see if there's a battery in there, pop it out, put it back on, make sure that your furnace is shut off. So that's the first step. Second one is to take and look at this, and we're just gonna pull this down. You can see it says pull, and you can see these are all the wires that we need to hook back in to our Nest system in order for our furnace to work correctly. So we're going to take a look at what comes with our Nest, and we're going to start looking at labeling each of those wires. If you are unsure, and you're doing this yourself, if you're unsure, what I always recommend is to take a photo. So if you have to, you can always move backwards and you can hook everything back up, because you can see in here, there's a blue wire in there, there's a black wire in there. Those are not hooked up. So I just want to look at the yellow, the green, what this is like a brown, a red, pink or white, and that's really it. So we want to take a look at that, and we want to make sure that those are the ones that we are going to rewire to make sure our furnace works correctly. The first thing I would do is start with the Compatibility Checker. So really what you can do is if you start with the Google Compatibility Checker for the Nest, you get started. It wants you to remove your panel, which there's no harm in removing the panel, so you can just remove that. Once you do that, it goes through and it says, continue. It wants to know which things you have. It gives you kind of a little debrief of what could be there. Then you continue, and then it's going to ask you, and all you have to do is enter in. I have a yellow one. I have a green one. I have a C, which they show as blue, but ours is this like rust looking color. White, red, and I'm missing one. Which one am I missing? Because there should be 5. Nope, 5. Right, red, white, yellow, which is this rust colored, and green. So I have that, and I say yes, continue, and it says these are the thermostats that will work in your home. We chose this one. This is the Nest thermostat, so you can see that we chose that one. Boom. And it says, yep, you can do that, and it gives you a little video on it, and it tells you some information on it. You can control it from anywhere. You can design and install it yourself. Install usually takes 30 minutes or less. It tells you all of the information that you can have on it, and how you can schedule it and everything else. So to get started here, I'm just going to, you have to push this tabs in, and you just got to remove the wires. So there's one, there's the white. It also comes with these little labels. So if you want to make double sure, you can go through and just basically fold over your label. So I know that this is my white that came out of my W, or W1 is what they call it. So you can go through and just label each one of your things as you pull them out. So I'm going to go through the rest. So I have yellow 1, green, C, which is this color, this rust color, red, which is my red. I'm just going to label each one as I go, and so when I put them back into the Nest system, I know exactly what I'm doing. So I have all my labels put on all of my wires, so you can see that just like that, and now we're going to remove this panel. So you need a screwdriver. Okay, so now I'm taking the Nest, basically the base piece of it, and putting it against the wall. Now what you can do, if your builder, like my builder did paint bind here, which is kind of a little bit shocking, but you can see that these holes are not going to line up. So we're going to have to either patch that, or you can get a bigger plate to put there. You can get a plate that goes this big and then put your Nest against that plate. But I kind of think the point of it is to look sleek and nice. And so we're going to make it look sleek and nice. So we're just going to do this, and then we're going to make sure that all of our wires come through there. We don't want to pinch any of even the wires we're not using. We're not going to pinch. You just never know for the future. And it's got a little ball in there, so it tells you if you're level. You want to be level. So the little ball's right in the center. All my wires came through just fine. So we're going to do that, and then we'll worry about how we're going to wire these once we get that kind of set up. But you could see now, right now, where you can want these to go. You can see I need red, green on this side, and I need yellow, my C wire, and my white on this side. So I'm just kind of getting them a little bit more positioned to where I want them to go, and then we'll mount this first, and then we'll put the wires together. So I'm just using drywall screws to get this secured to the wall. These are the ones that the builder used, and so they do come with screws, so if you want to use the screws that came with the Nest system, you could do that as well. This one I must be hitting a stud, which is good. Now you're just going to go back through and put your labeled wires. You just push the little tab and you get it nice and far in there so it catches, maybe. Don't know why this one's not catching. Okay, as you can see, I went through yellow to yellow, C to C, white to white, green to green, red to red. And now everything there's in, and it's super secure. So we got that going for us, which is nice. Sorry. So all we have to do now is put the Nest on top of this and then turn our furnace back on. You're going to put your batteries in, and then you can remove your film. And now these little holes here in the front, don't get confused. Those don't have the wires going to them. The wires go in the side, and you can see by these pressing down. These little prongs are what go into those holes. So you're going to gently do that. It should be nice and level because we did a good job of leveling. And you should just kind of push right into there. Okay, so now we have it installed, it's on there, and all we have to do this is go to Google Home and continue our setup. But before we do that, we're gonna go and turn our furnace back on to make sure everything kind of powers up. Okay, so that's it. That's how you install the Google Nest, step by step. And then once you're done with this, you need to download the Google Home app, and it'll go through all of your stuff. You'll set up your address, you'll get it connected to your network, you'll do all of those things through the app. And once you do that, then you do have controls on the side of this thing that you can use, where it'll tell you what to do. Swipe the right, and it'll tell you what to do with it. So you can swipe up, swipe down to get into different menus and that sort of thing. So you can do things within this as well, but majority of it should be done within your app. You can set it to eco mode, you can set it to comfort level, you can set what you feel is necessary for you, and you can actually tap into some of the energy saving things that it will recommend. So that's it. Subscribe to our channel, give me a thumbs up. Super thanks is always welcome, and we'll see you next time. And we'll put a link in the description below to the Nest that we bought.